Alright guys, here we have it, the 1/4 scale Psylocke from XM Studios. We have the box on the floor. It does come with a beautiful art print, as you can see right here. I like the effect they have on the butterfly on her face, the psionic blade, mimicking the pose of the statue. The other sheet has the package contents here, and on the back QR codes for the assembly video, which you're probably going to need. Removing the lid here, let's go ahead and take off the straps. And then finally the lid on the styrofoam. So first layer here, quite a lot of pieces like I expected. Let's take off the tissue paper and let's take a look at the plaque. So this comes in the first 30% of the pieces that are pre-ordered, and it has this little case, and boom. Reminds me of the trading cards back in the day, but a metal plaque with a kickstand that you can display with the statue. I don't really display them, but it's cool to have. Then you have these two little drill pieces from part of the Danger Room base. Nice colors on there, some weathering and battle damage as well. Kind of the end of the tentacles that are wrapped around Psylocke that she's battling. Then we have this little like sensor type of orb piece. Interesting colors here as well, bronze and gold looking. That'll go on the top of the little thing she's being attacked by. Here's the tentacles like I mentioned. There's a pair of them here. They have some nice texturing with different metal paint applications. The way they wind and curve is pretty unique and interesting. This is the first set of two. There will be two more. And the other one, nice exposed cables. And then this other drill piece, again, battle damage by my thumb. You got that spinning drill that has damage as well. Nice intricate details all throughout this piece. And wow, the color on her costume, on her sleeve, really pops. In person, it's got like a bluish, purplish, metallic shine. Some nice modern type of tactical texturing by the inside of her forearm here. Her finger looks a little awkward, but small nitpick. These two little pieces look like some futuristic, like alien technology. They just kind of protrude out of the base. And then we have her butterfly psychic ability attached to a piece of her hair. So we'll see how that works later on during the assembly here. And if you don't want to display that piece, there is a separate little piece of her bangs that you can hide the hole that's in her head on one of the portraits. Next up, we have a little cable that goes on the base. It kind of looks like biomechanical, almost like something out of Alien or something, but cool little bronze tone to it. A lot of intricacy sculpted in. Then you have her sash. This also has like a red color to it, but like this purple pinkish undertone. It can bend a little bit, so I guess not to be easily broken, but the sash that'll go on her waist. And then this is her right arm switch out, the psionic blade. I think it looks really cool. It's a nice big blast of energy with some translucent resin attached to her well-painted arm. You got the little X logo around her sleeve there. But this is a nice big long blade. And then here's her katana. She's got the black wraps with the red. It's got a very shiny metallic look to it, although it is not a metal blade. At least I don't think so from me flicking it. Nice length on that as well. And that's everything with the top layer. So onto the bottom layer, we'll remove the tissue paper. And let's see what we got going on here. So like I mentioned, two more tentacles. Same great texturing and detail and battle damage. The colors are a little dull though, just this dark kind of metallic silver and this bronze look to it. But that's the Danger Room for you, just fighting machinery. And then we have the base. So it has the bottom part of her right leg on there, and then it has all this kind of machinery, the same type of paint scheme that we've seen, and a lot of color-coded keys that we're definitely going to need for the assembly. Then we have Psylocke's body herself. Now this piece doesn't really photograph well, but just holding the body in hand, you can see they did a great job with the anatomy. It looks just like the figure that Jim Lee used to draw back in the day. Her kind of proportions are very similar to that 90s artwork. The paint applications on the costume are great. The skin tone paint applications, they're okay. They could be a little bit better. And then onto that one portrait, like I said, this has a hole in the forehead, and guys, I am not digging this portrait. I feel like it lacks expression. She looks like she's dead in the face. What's going on with that face, especially fighting? The hair looks good. You have great color tones with that black to kind of purplish like she typically has in the comics. Sculpted very well. You have that movement in her hair. But man, I'm just not digging the expression on that face at all. The other portrait is a little bit better. I mean, she's kind of squinching her eyebrows a little bit, but again, no expression. I think they should have done like a rage portrait. She's just got this blank dead stare on both portraits, man. This piece is screaming for a custom portrait. The hair's slightly different. It still looks as good as the first one. I like this portrait a lot more than I thought I was gonna, but man. Anyway, on to the assembly. I had to use XM's video because this was very confusing, and I did end up doing it out of order, which gets a little bit tricky in placing these tentacles. So far so good, but that second one I placed is gonna cause me some problems later on. So this one's gonna go in and key into the one that I mentioned, which I shouldn't have put in yet, because now this tentacle, I gotta kind of go wrapping around it, and keying into two places makes it a little bit difficult. But no big deal. I mean, I still got it done, no problem. All right, then we're gonna go ahead and put in the drill piece. Then we have these two futuristic kind of boards, or whatever you want to call it, like I showed you. It kind of reminds me of that movie Arrival, I think it was. I don't know, that big kind of rectangle spaceship kind of thing. And then we're gonna put the drill tops on the other two tentacles. This one is a little bit higher up. And then we have that orb. It looks like a sensor. That's the vibe I got from it. We'll go ahead and key Psylocke in here. And then let's take a quick look at the base, right? So it's kind of a lot to take in. There's a lot of movement, a lot going on, which I kind of like. It's growing on me. I didn't like it in pictures. In person, I don't know that I'm still loving it. I feel like the color schemes are very bland. It's kind of hard to tell that it's a danger room. I don't know what else they could have done. Should they have made it more comic-y, different colors maybe? It is very bland, but I do like the movement and what's going on. All right, on to Psylocke. Let's go ahead and put that sash in. It has a peg, and that'll fit in pretty snug. Onto her right arm with the psionic blade. It has a tight fit, which is good. And then her left arm with the sword. So no other switch outs for the arms, which I was kind of surprised for XM, but I do like the movement of her kind of all leaning in that one direction. I thought her right leg kind of looks too long at some points, but I measured it with her left leg and it's in line. The anatomy looks great. I do like the movement of it, and it's growing on me, guys. Onto the portrait. So this is that one portrait that I said I liked a little bit better. Just has a little bit more emotion in her face. But this second portrait, I think I like it a little bit better because of the butterfly effect. I just feel like it companions so well with the psionic blade and just gives you more Psylocke. Otherwise, it's like, who is that? The face doesn't really remind me of anybody. It almost has like a Wonder Woman vibe if you look at it and don't think of Psylocke. The butterfly effect saves it for me. They did make this option where you can cover that, so essentially 3 portraits out of 2. Yeah, so with this one, there's like nothing unique to it that makes me think, oh, this is Psylocke, except for maybe the purple hair, but I don't know, man. I feel like the butterfly or bust for me. Alright guys, before I go over the dimensions, the price, and edition size, and whether or not she gets the GemMint seal of approval, I gotta thank Street Level Hero for sponsoring this video. SLHLA.com has exclusive variants with new drops every Tuesday and Thursday. They have this awesome Spider-Gwen exclusive variant for Amazing Spider-Man, which you can save 10% on by using the code GemMint at checkout. That's good for any item on the store anytime you shop there, just like their sister site, THATSPIDERMANBOOTH.com. Now they have mystery boxes where you're guaranteed 5 comics of retail value. One of those lucky boxes is going to have their GP, their giveaway prize, which is a raw copy of Fantastic Four issue 52, the first appearance of the Black Panther. This round ends on December 8th, so go ahead and pick up a box before then, use code GemMint to save 10%, and hopefully you hit that GP. Alright guys, so let's hit these measurements. So looking at the height, it looks like the psionic blade is the tallest point, and it's about 20.5 inches. The diameter of the base is around 10 inches, although she can stick out a lot further with that sword. It puts her at about 19 inches, and if we want to go like the deepest point with just the base, you're looking at about 14 inches with the tentacles. So this piece has an edition size of 799 pieces, so not in the thousands, but still has a decent amount of them out there, and it retails about $930 USD. We're not going to even talk about shipping because that's going to be very different depending on where you live. I mean, technically, this isn't licensed for the state, so I shouldn't even have this piece. So I can't really count shipping into whether or not it gets the Gem Mint seal. Now, I do like the piece overall. I think a lot of the things here are done very well. Like I said, her proportions, the anatomy, I think the movement within the piece is cool. The psionic blade is cool. But for me, $930, I don't really like both portraits. And I'm not really a huge fan of how XM has been doing the X-Men bases altogether. Like, I just think that Sideshow's Danger Room bases just scream Danger Room so much more than these guys. I mean, I know they're doing more of a realistic take, but it's just very bland to me and just kind of a big mess of things everywhere. So, I mean, that being said, for $1,000, I think it's really got to hit on all points. So this piece does not get the Gem Mint seal of approval. XM, I love you guys. Don't be mad at me, but I'm going to keep it real. And yes, I'm going to be doing this on Sideshow pieces, Iron Studio pieces, Prime 1 Studio, and more. We're going to have to get really down to the nitty gritty to see, are these pieces worth the money? So for $1,000 almost, to have the flaws that it has, in my opinion, that's why I made my decision. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and thanks for watching. Stay minty fresh. Peace.